Here we go. Metagame tier list. So this is for, remember, this is not a format tier list. This is a meta tier list. Oops, excuse me. Meta tier list for the upcoming Las Vegas Regional Championships. So that's what we're tier listing these decks based on. It's like expectations for this weekend in terms of what do we think is going to be played a lot, played a little, what's going to be teched for, what's not going to be teched for. And let's just start. Gardevoir S tier or tier 1. There's no S tier in this one. And I don't know, 15% of the meta, maybe 16. Like, it's going to be popular. It'll probably be the most successful deck at the tournament. That'll probably be the most Guardian cut out of any other deck. Like, yeah, Guardy is going to, yeah, really sick, really sick. And I'm just going to, I was going to split them up, actually. Oh, wait, no, tier 1 for this Guardy. Let's do a split here, though. I don't know, like 12 and 4 or something like that. I do think Guardy Jelly is actually, like, worse than Gardevoir, but not by a lot. Guardy Jelly is still pretty good. I think Straight Guardy is just better, though. The Absol matchup, the Zoroark matchup, Brave Charm Guardy is better against those two. And I don't think there's a ton of redeeming qualities for Jellicent Guardy right now. Like, your Golden Go matchup is arguably better, but then if they're like playing Lana's Aid, or if they have 4 boss, like, you're not even for sure even like beating Golden Go, I don't think. So I'm gonna give normal Guardy, Brave Charm Guardy the edge. Guardy Jelly, it's like not that much worse of a deck though, I don't think, for the weekend. So tier 2 for Jelly Guardy, and probably like a 12-4 split seems reasonable. 16% total of the meta will be Gardevoir. Pretty sick. Poltnor, tier 3. Terrible Guardy matchup. Well, hold on. Maybe I can't go that low. Is it still a tier 2 play? It's a good deck. 10% of the meta. I want to say tier 3. I think the Guardy players lists are going to adjust. And I think Guardy lists will be better for the Poltnor matchup than they have been recently. All right, I'm a little bit conflicted on this one, to be honest. It's here. It's somewhere in here. It's never lower than 3. It's never lower than 3. But the Golden Go matchup can be tough. I'm going 3. I'm going tier 3 for Poltnor. I think Golden Go is going to have a big, be very popular at this tournament. Very popular. And I think it'll be more successful as well. I think more people have figured out like how to play the deck consistently against all the top matchups. I think Golden Go early on was a little bit, people are a little bit unsure of the best way to play it. All the things that should be in there. But I think after this last weekend of Golden Go dominating the tournament overall, I think it's all been figured out. So we're going to go Golden Go up here in tier 2, I think, as well. And I'm going to give it probably 12, right? It's probably going to be pretty popular. A lot of people, I feel like the Golden Go is on the uptick for sure. So let's go 12% for... Go 12% for Golden Go Lunatone, I think. And I think tier 2, right? Like, Party matchup, fine. Poltnor matchup, fine. Like, what do you even struggle against as Golden Go? You can tech. You have the tech for the Cornerstone. Like, it's just a good deck, right? Should Golden Go be tier 1? Like, all right. Someone in chat, name a deck that this deck struggles against that you'd actually care about struggling against. Jelly Guardy, maybe, right? Like that one. Saraledge, but we don't care about losing to Saraledge, right? Charizard, okay, Charizard would be one. Pikachu, but we don't care about Pikachu. Like I say, like it has to be a deck we care about. Like, do you really care if you lose to Crustle? Probably not, right? Cornerstone and Jelly. Nah, we got Mega Mawile. We're not scared of Cornerstone. Charizard is the big one, right? Charizard would be the biggest one, where we're like, all right, that's kind of an annoying to like have to go up against Charizard. Saraledge? I don't know. I don't expect Saraledge to be super successful at the tournament, so. All right, well, Golden Go's definitely floating in here somewhere, right? It's definitely a 1 or 2. I kind of want to put it in tier 1, though. I'm going to leave it up here for now. We'll come around to it. Charizard. This is, if I was going to Las Vegas, which I'm not going to Vegas, I would be playing Charizard. And honestly, I think Charizard's a tier 1 play right now. It was really actually not popular. I was surprised. It was like 5% of the meta at, I forget the tournament. It was 5% of the meta at... What was the last tournament we had? Gdansk, right? It was like 5% at Gdansk, which is a surprise to me. But yeah, I think Charizard's really good right now. Big fan of Charizard. I think you are... I mean, I think you're just like favored against... Like, I don't like it with Dusknoir, but I mean, the Dusknoir's like fine, obviously. I would just play it like to heavily be teched out for the Dusknoir matchup, to be honest. Duck, Mist, Monkey Dory, or Picnic Basket, And then you just have to decide if you want to play Gouging Fire for a Cornerstone tech or not. And I would probably lean away from teching for Cornerstone. I don't think it's going to be a ton of Cornerstones. There'll be some Absols that play it, but not all of them. Maybe half, maybe a little bit less than half. So I don't think I'd tech for Cornerstone as Charizard, but yeah, just like a straight Zard. Put a Tool Scrapper in there, just body the Gardevoirs. Don't even give them a chance. Make sure you play Chi-Yu over the Ho-Oh. Yeah, I'm a pretty big Charizard fan right now. I'm not like, but I don't think there's that much hype going behind Charizard right now. I don't think it's gonna be that popular, to be honest. I think it's gonna be like 6-7, like ignoring the meme, like actually, like it's gonna be like 6-7%. Because it was, I'm just gonna go confirm this. Because I was really surprised when it was. At Gdansk, let me just confirm. Yeah, Charizard was 6% of the meta. All right, so maybe like 7. It seems like a pretty good play here, so I think some people will pick up on that. Let's give it 8. Let's give it 8. I have a little bit more faith in people picking up on Charizard being a good play. So we'll give it that. Charizard is not that good, and you wouldn't day 2 with it, Azul? What the heck? Why are you? Where is this coming from? Yeah, let's give it 8%. And these are in no order. We'll order them after we put all the decks in the tier list. I'll order them by which deck I would want to play over the other ones. All right, up next, Mega Absol box. Solid deck. You don't have a ton of terrible matchups. I think it's the real problem with Mega Absol box now, though, is that the Golden Go players have like figured out their techs for Cornerstone, and that makes that matchup so much harder. So Mega Absol, I think, is down here with like Dragon Ball Duster. I think it has a similar amount of issues in terms of its matchups against the other top decks. So I think it's still solid, though. And it'll probably be like 6% of the meta. 5 to 6% of the meta, like it has been for a little while now. It'll maintain. Actually, you know, I actually see it taking a drop. I'm gonna give it 5% of the meta, which isn't like a huge drop, but it's been closer to 6. I think it's gonna be closer to 5. Not anything crazy, obviously. Up next, Ceruledge. I'm a pretty big fan of Ceruledge still. A lot of people play it wrong, so that's gonna obviously hurt its potential. But if people play good lists with Ceruledge, the deck's actually pretty solid. So I'm right here for Ceruledge right now. Tier 2, Tier 3. Where does it go? Tier 2. Tier 3. I mean, the Guardian matchup is tough. It's probably Tier 3. I'll give it Tier 3. The Guardian matchup's too tough. It's not unwinnable, but it's tough. What is a good list, Azul? Drillbur and probably 3 boss, so you can beat Guardian. And honestly, the play percentage of Ceruledge has been like continuing to drop, so I think it's going to come down to like 4% probably at Vegas. Not unjustifiably so, but all right. Grimmsnarl, Frostlass. This is tough. Grimmsnarl, you have a fine Gardevoir matchup. You have a fine Jelly Guardian matchup. You have a good Charizard matchup. Your Golden Go matchup is bad. That's a bad one. Poltnor's fine. Mega Absol box is terrible. Dude, honestly, Grim, it's 3 or 4. I think I'm putting Grim in 4. Ceruledge isn't like that big of a deal in the metagame. Like, I'm not like picking like a good or a bad Ceruledge matchup isn't like a make or break situation, but man, I just have no faith. And Grim had a pretty good weekend at Gdansk for sure, but I just am not a believer, man. I'm just not a Grim lever. We'll give him a 6%. Yeah, it was 7.5 at Gdansk, but I don't know if faith was restored that much in people with the deck at that tournament. Up next, Terra box. Let's see. We talk about rogue predictions. I mean, I would have put them in the tier list if there was like a more rogue off meta deck that I had like a lot of confidence in. There's nothing that I'm really that confident in. I mean, if you want to shout a deck out in chat, I'll tell you what I think about it, but Terra box, also kind of a fine deck, but bad Guardy matchup. Your Golden Go matchup has also gotten worse because of the rocks. Do you even have a good Charizard matchup? Dude, this deck is like so mid. It's probably Terra box is probably tier 3 though, right? I'm trying to struggle with why. I think it's better than tier 4, I think, for sure. I guess the question would be, though, Flareon and Terra box, Flareon Noctowl and Terra box, I feel like are pretty, they're definitely different, but I feel like I don't really want to rate them the same. I want to put one over the other. And I think I like the Flareon deck a little bit more. Well, I feel like Terra Box is the better Guardy matchup. You can play the Dark Attackers. You can make a board that has like more... I feel like more... like, it's harder to... like, it's harder... you have to invest a lot more into a Flareon to make that a threat. But the Terra Box deck has just more basic threats to make threats. I don't know. So maybe they are about similar. Like, Flareon's the better overall deck, but Terra Box specifically has like a slightly better Guardy matchup than Flareon. So maybe they are just both tier 3 decks. And meta percentages for these are going to be like pretty low. I'm sure like the hype from Flareon with Emma doing well at Gdansk, I'm sure is going to be there. But it's not going to be anything crazy. 3% max, and then Terra Box. We might see some people jump ship off the Terra Box to go over there, but it's going to be like 5. We'll give it like 3-5. So napping on Umbreon and Dogmox. No, I'm definitely not. All right, Enzork. Enzork I do actually think is pretty good here. Now, I do think Charizard is really good, and I think Charizard is lined up to actually do fairly well at Vegas, which is a bad matchup for Enzork, but the rest of the matchups for Enzork are pretty fine. You're favored against Gardevoir. Even if it is like 50-50 against Bravery Charm Gardevoir, you could play a Jamming Tower. Maybe not Jamming Tower, but you could play a Tool Scrapper if you really wanted to. Mega Absol matchup is fine. Dragapult matchup is fine. The Golden Go matchup, there needs to be some solving there. My guess is going to be, I would guess that Zoroark players are going to be playing Darmanitan or Toedscruel at the tournament. I think you have to be playing one of those for sure. You need something to compete against the Golden Go. So I'd expect Zoroark players to be heavily teched for Golden Go. And I think, like, yeah, the Zoroark deck has so much space to tech for this deck or tech for that deck or whatever. So I think I want to put it in tier 2 here. And it won't be that popular. We'll give it like, I don't know, 3%, maybe 4. I give it 3.5, right? I guess when I'm in between, I can just give them 3.5. Double Evital plus Toads is pretty good in Tadango. The double Evital is definitely just overkill. Probably should only play one Evital. I honestly feel like you could cut Evital from Enzork right now. I feel like it's maybe correct to cut the card. It's like there obviously are a lot of situations where it's really good, but it's like not essential to beat anything, and everything has enough mobility cards to beat Clutch in corner as a win condition. You didn't like Eerie? Eerie's fine. It's never gonna give you the win against Golden Go. It's always a bad matchup. Like you would need. I mean, if you played like maybe like two or three Eerie, but even then. I mean, I guess if you're like Evital spamming plus Eerie, like if you played maybe like an Eerie and a Zerosic and double Evital, and you're just like bringing up, the thing is though, it's like really easy for them. It's not that easy, I guess, but like, yeah, maybe in that world, maybe with that kind of build you could do it. But at that point, it's just like playing Toedscruel and maybe having a favorable matchup is just better, because even then it's probably still close, especially if people are playing the Prime Catcher in the Golden Go. If everyone goes to Secret Box, there's a lot more validity to that line of play because then they just have the 2 Turos, and if you Turo, you can't like boss. But Prime is a mobility card and a Gust in the same card, which just, yeah, pretty easy for them to win. I think I'll put Zoroark in tier 2, though. Pidgey Control. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't even put Pidgey Control in the tier list, because I actually don't know how I feel about Pidgey Control right now. Let's ignore Pidgey Control. And then finally, Joltik Box, because someone in chat wanted me to put it here, and we'll put it in tier 5. And I don't know, how popular was it at? Give him 3%. So we have a one tier 5 deck here in Joltik Box. You're unfavored against Gardevoir. You're unfavored against... I don't even know. Do you beat Mega Absol? What does the deck beat? Your Paltnor matchup is close, if not unfavored. Your Flareon matchup is bad. Your Terra Box matchup is bad. Your Golden Go matchup got way worse than it used to be, because now you have to like... Now Golden Go can play like a 1 prize board state, and then you have to commit to Iron Hands, but they want you to commit to Iron Hands, and they just want to kill your Iron Hands. Yeah, definitely not great. Also, Mega Manectric Electric for Vegas. That's bad. It's not good. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch Pidgey Control because I just don't have. I mean, I'd probably put it in tier 3. But I think I'm just not gonna touch it, to be honest. How do I get it out of here? Oh no. All right, well I have to put it in here somewhere. 1% meta. We'll put it in tier 3. And I think that's it. Let's see if there's anything else I want to change. We'll go through the tiers right now, and I'm just going to put what I would most likely want to play personally. So tier 1. So I'm going to arrange these in the tier list by just what I would personally want to play. I don't think it's like necessarily a better play. But Charizard, then Gardevoir, then Golden Go, Zoroark, then Jellygardy. Tier 3, honestly, I would probably go Ceruledge, Poltnor, Mega Kangaskhan, Flareon, Terrabox, Control, and then these ones only have one each in the tier list, so. This is the Vegas prediction? This is the Vegas prediction, yeah. Bro hates the bear, I guess. Wait, which bear? The baby Ursaluna? I mean, it's just not a competitive deck. Terrabox and Flareon Noctowl are indistinguishable at this point. I disagree. I think that would be true if people didn't start adding like dark attackers to Terrabox. But now like Terrabox has like Absol and Hoopa and like all this other stuff that you can't really fit in the Flareon deck. So there is like some more depth. Yeah, because like the Flareon deck, now that everyone's playing the Water Pawn, that was like the big thing that Terrabox kind of had over Flareon was the Water Pawn spam. But Flareon can kind of do that pretty well. But now there's the like the dark stuff entering the field. What do you think of Monkey Lass? I think Monkey Lass is solid. Like on this tier list, it'd probably be like tier 3, tier 4, but for sure. Do you think Team Rocket could do well with all the dark decks around? No. There's not enough of that to save the Team Rocket deck. What do you think about Mega Camerupt? Competitive? No, the deck is not competitive. All right, that's it. Tier list for Las Vegas. I am not going, but if I was going, I would be playing Charizard. Is Poltzard still not competitive? No.